Welcome back to what Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a Conqueror Gun Carriage. It's the British Tier 10 SPG and it's located on the west spawn of Studzianki under the command of the BassmanFromHell. It's a 9.2 inch howitzer. It does alpha damage of 1200 hit points if it can penetrate, and well, it's capable of launching shells almost straight up in the air and straight down on its target. It's called by many the orbital laser cannon because these shells can get you even if you're hiding behind a rock. Now the lovely skin you're seeing was produced by Sir Rusty, and we do appreciate his skins because they make our Arty look so special. And this one's got our logo on the side, and you can see Bassman is taking it behind the tree line, or the bush line, to shoot at the enemy. Now the Conqueror Gun Carriage didn't actually exist, it never got built. It was supposed to be built on the chassis of the Conqueror tank, but no, never got put into production. Unfortunately, from the position he's firing in, I'm not sure he's going to get shots on them, but he can certainly get shots on that 268. Dialing in, rounds out, that's good. Direct hit wipes him out, and from the number of hit points he gained, 1,330, I'd say that was a penetration. Now it's a longish reload, all of, I think it's 42 seconds. So he's having to wait a little while, but he's almost ready. Now the only targets you can see at the moment are in the north. There is an AMX-50 seen in the south, but he's out of sight at the moment. And the building is actually in the way of shooting that Action 10, the Jaegeru and the Super Conqueror. But the Centurions make it easy for us by going through the buildings, and yeah, we've managed to splash him on a snapshot there for 277. And it's only after he does that that we see the 62Ps gone to the south end of the buildings. Now, rather unfortunate for us, we've got 3 tank destroyers, a 268, a Jaegeru and a Striv 103B sitting on the very back of the map on the west side. Not really taking part in the battle, but we're trying to get a shot on that 60 TP, and it just lands behind him and splashes him for 163 hit points. Now this is an all tier 10 battle, by the way, if you hadn't seen that already. And it looks like he's going to be put to good use trying to put some damage into these enemy tanks in the south. We've now spotted another 3 tanks, the 113, the IS-7, and it looks like the enemy's trying to take the dip, and they've succeeded. Of course, winning the dip in the south is the key to actually being able to get into the enemy territory, and also to damage some of the tanks up in the north. Okay, we've seen a Super Conqueror. It's almost out of range actually. We're getting a flattened reticule. That's when it's gone ovoid in shape. And we're almost loaded, so we can probably hit that Super Conqueror, and if we can get an accurate shot, take him out of the game. Can't see him. Lost sight of him again. Oh, there's the Jaegeru making a trip around, and he's just killed our batch at 25 ton. And we splash him for 128 with a snapshot. Wasn't fully dialed in on him. Shell also did go to one side. The enemy is being careful. You see, they're sitting behind houses on the south side, and that makes it difficult to get splashes on them. As long as they're close to those buildings, they're basically Arty safe. They can only be splashed, not directly hit. But up in the north, we've got a Guerrilla 15 and the Super Conqueror going up onto that little hill right on the A line. And the Guerrilla's stopped at the rock. The Super Conqueror's at that ridge line further back. And that shell hit the rock instead, unfortunately. So it's probably only stunned the Guerrilla. Now the enemy might be making their way up onto that hill because they've seen that we've got an IS-7 up there and a shipman. And from that position they should be able to put shells into the enemy tanks on the east side of the map. Dialing in on the 113. Rounds out. If this is good. Oh, it hits the side of the building, but it stuns the enemy tanks. So it worked insofar as the 113 was stunned briefly, but he did burn his repair kit, his first aid kit, to get his crew out of stun. And oh, the Guerrilla just wiped out our ship barn. Guerrilla are known to do that. They've got a 750 Alpha with that 15cm gun. The IS-7's pulled back a bit, and it looks like Super Conqueror's going up on top of that hill. The Guerrilla's probably waiting for the reload to complete. We fire around at the Super Conqueror, and that was very close to him because it's 373 splash. Here's the Guerrilla's going in for the kill. Oh no, he's not going to get a kill, but he did get a big hit into the IS-7. In fact, he took 2 big hits, and he's now 1 shot, but the Guerrilla took a shot in return from one of our guys. Okay, we're focusing on that Guerrilla. He is a 1 shot. We're almost loaded. Round out. This will be a kill shot. Oh, he was killed before our shell arrived. And it was the Super Conqueror who got the kill. That could have saved us the reload. And it looks like our mouse is having quite a bit of trouble in the south. But he has got the backup of some of those tank destroyers down there. We've lost the mouse. We could really do with putting a shell in there now to take down either the Batchat or that 113. But the Batchat's retreating, and we've lost sight of the others. The Jaegeru's closest to them, and we might be able to get a spot from him. Okay, there's the 113. We can splash him, dialing in. It's right at the edge of the field of fire. That's why we're getting Retinue Bloom. Rounds out. Well, it's close to him. So probably a couple of 100 splash. And E4 just fired around at the Jaegeru. Oh, 113's gone down. The Striv got him. Oh, is it? No, it's the IS-7 went down, not the 113. My mistake. There's the E4. Looks like he's going in for another shot. Failed. The 50B turned up, and he's been killed by the 705 in the north. They're being proxy spotted by the Jaeger at the moment. Round goes in on the E4. And we're picking up some stun assists. The Batchat's come back. And the E4's out of the game. Batchat's headed around the Jaegeru, trying to get him from the rear, and he did. That's going to leave the Striv 103B vulnerable. He fired a round into the Batchat, who drove into the wreck of the E4. But he's managed to get into cover just in time. He's probably on reload. So if we can splash around near that Batchat, we'll take him out the game. Round out. Hopefully he's still there. No, he's not. There was no kill, the Batchat, you can see a tree went down behind that building, so I think he retreated a bit further back than we anticipated. We've lost sight of the 113 and the Batchat 25 ton. It's still 5 versus 5, so it's a neck and neck game, you might say. A Striv 103B has turned up in the factory area, engaging our Super Conqueror and 705. We're loaded, but oh, he got double tapped by the team there. Will he be able to get another hit in? They've turned him sideways, so he can't shoot at them. And now they've killed him. I think he made a bit of a mistake there to try and go in there and shoot them face to face. It really doesn't work with that wedge. If you can get them into their side, then they can't fire at you because the gun's fixed firing forward. And all that they need to do is just hold you in place until they kill you. Well, we haven't seen sight of that Super Conqueror in the north for a while. I have to wonder what the hell he's doing, because he must have been able to realise that the Super Conqueror and the Object 705 have very low hit points. I mean, surely the Striv 103B of the enemy team would have told them that they were low and at least a one-shot. Our Striv's gone up onto that ridge line to look for them. Found them. There's the 113. And we can hit him from here. And he's being killed by the 705A from the factories. And he's happy. He ticked affirmative. The enemies does still have one Arty, a GWE100, but again, I think he's having difficulty trying to find targets to shoot at just as much as we are. Well, now will be a good idea for one of those tanks to go looking for the enemy, and then at least we might be able to get a shot on them. Strib's going up north. He's going to try and hunt out that Super Conqueror. In the meantime, the IS-7 is protecting our flank against that Batchat 25 ton. But we know he's got very low hit points. When he was last seen, he was retreating on very few. And the Super Conqueror has been found. He was still up in that tree line, looking down on the factory, but not getting anything to shoot at, which is a bit odd, really, if you think about it. Okay, splash kill. No, it stunned him. It was just too far away. And that's the 2-minute hooter. Strib gets the kill. So far, it's only 2,785 hit points of damage for the baseman. Of course, most of that came from just one shot, taking out one enemy tank. But there's still two enemies out there, the Batchat and the enemy Arty. And the Batchat's not much of a threat now, although he's got that magazine-fed autoloader. He is very badly damaged, and a near miss will be enough to take him out of the game. We've moved a bit closer because our teammates are going into the enemy cap area to root out the enemy Arty. And that's the minute hooter. I suspect that the GWE100 will probably be somewhere on the 0 line. But the question is where? Oh, there's the GWE. He has been spotted in the north, actually. Okay, here's a one-shot for our Arty. And we didn't fire because the Batchat's been spotted in the south. And unfortunately, GWE 100... Well, he's been killed by our Super Conqueror, but he did actually get a kill on our IS7, on our 705. Okay, Batchat. We could splash kill him if we can get the shell near him. Should be able to. Rounds out. This shall be it. Yes! Wins the game. And it's only Bassman's second kill of the game. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's the third class tanker for the Bassman from Hell in the Conqueror Gun Carriage. He managed to get a bruise, a medal, getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, actually, he got a lot more than 5. He got 11. And he also managed to get a Confederate medal because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, at least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by others. And a win 8 for the game, 3,114. He didn't get the highest damage. That went to the Super Conqueror. Got 7,243 hit points, picked up the high caliber. He did get 3,065 hit points, which put him in a fairly respectable position, well behind the GWE 100 on the enemy team, who got a Gauze medal, getting 5,332 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, it's the Super Conqueror again. Got 5 kills during that game. The next high scorer was the GWE 100. He got 3. And then this bunch of tanks with 2 kills apiece, including the Bassman. And when it came to base XP, it's the Super Conqueror again. So he's got the top in all 3 columns, 1,360 base experience points. That must be an ace tanker for him. And then we've got the 705, the IS7, the Striv 103, and then we've got Bassman with 845 base experience points. Now, he fired 14 rounds in that game, got 1 direct hit, 1 penetration. In fact, that was the very first shot he fired, and 13 splash on the enemy as well, which includes the last shot he fired, which won the game. 3,065 hit points of damage in total, all of it at more than 300 meters. He hit 9 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did damage assistance, or stun assistance, I should say, of 1,257 hit points off 11 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he earned 34,482 credits, and after resupply of ammunition, the ammo is expensive because it is the tier 10, he actually only had 182 credits left over. He received 2 bonds for getting the Confederate at tier 10, and he also earned 8 for the battle, so his total was 10 bonds, and he also earned 845 base XP, and there was no multiplier, so that's all he took away. So, not much to do during the battle because there wasn't a lot there to see, but he did get quite a lot of hits on the enemy in terms of splash, and that was helpful actually in enabling him to get that final kill, as well as the first kill of the game, that Object 268, who must have felt pretty aggrieved that all of a sudden he'd lost 1,330 hit points from just 1 shot. But then he did put himself in a position where Bassman can do that to him, and so it paid off in the end. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.